guys, and welcome to another episode of Talk with Rhea. Today we're going to be talking to Rice Kajila. He's going to tell us some good things about business in China and also how he balances school and business. So without wasting much of your time, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. People will really love to know what's happening here with regards to the business landscape. So, can you kindly tell us a bit about yourself and how your journey to, just a background story about where you come from, where this all started? We'd like to know about that. Perfect. Hi Rice, and welcome to Talk with Rhea. We are very happy to have you. So we'd like to know about Rice. So it's Rice. Where did Rice come from? Where did Rice started? What inspired Rice? So just tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you very much, and hi to you, Floriana, Rhea. Floriana or Rhea?
Don't cry. It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
So which one do you prefer anyway? You tell me which one you prefer.
Rhea is fine.
Rhea is fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so hi Rhea. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so who is Rice Kajila? Where are you from? What inspires you? Yeah, we'd like to know.
Okay. Hi Rhea, and thank you very much for having me on your talk show. Yeah, as you have said, my name is Rice Ilunga Kajila. I'm from DR Congo. And my journey as an entrepreneur, I would say, started way back when I was like a teenager. Yeah. So my parents, they have really trained us to earn money than demanding for it. So since when I was like a teenager, they taught us, like for example, how to go to the farm, how to do all the plantation, and then go for harvest. And whatever you will be able to harvest, and they will just help you to sell them out in the market and give you that very return. And this attitude was also the same one when my mom also would take us during the holiday for like, I'll say some kind of internship at her boutique, because my mom has a shop, like a boutique type. So during the holiday, she would call us to spend the day with her. That was like a whole day with mom at the shop, to be able to connect with the clients, learning how to market and sales. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty interesting, because we can now see that it started at an early age, which is something that is not so common in our society. Like, it's just you go to school, you come back with that paper, and you get a job. So it's good to see that yours started since you were growing up, and your mom actually, I should say, kind of an inspiration, and also pushed you into this journey. So now looking at being here in China, and having your own business, how has the journey been like? What brought you to China, and what pushed you to establish your business here in China?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. I came to China in 2010, and that was for studying. When I graduated from my high school in my country, and then I came to China to pursue the university. And thinking about the business, I always have this passion for the logistic industry. Just like since I was small as well, I just love seeing the movement of people and goods by means of using different types of transportation, like airplanes or trains and buses, whatever means of transportation. So I always have this strong passion about the logistic. So when I came to China, and then I was studying my undergraduate, and I was also looking for opportunities on what can I do about my passion, even though in my high school I did not really focus on the automobile industry, because it so happened that I applied to go in the department of automobile, but then there were no more seats when I went to apply, so I ended up choosing a different major, which was like general mechanics. Okay. Yeah, but along the way, my passion for the logistic has never changed. and it really kept me pushing forward. Even when I came to China here, I started just looking for opportunities. I initially came so that I could study aviation in China, but then arriving to my city, I could not find the university that could offer me that course. So once again, I had to change and turn into the marine engineering this time, but more into the system automation. Now, along the way, I also got an opportunity to work with a partner who was already investing into the logistic. So my first investment as a small business was we purchased some motorbikes, and they were used in some rural areas in my country. So I was in China, but I started operating from my country. And that was my first, my first business that I ventured myself in. So you can see that my passion has been something that helped me to decide what to do as a business in China. And that also what our company now is doing, but much more bigger, because we are now into the international area of it, more like shipping goods from China toward other countries. Yeah.
Okay, that's great that you came for school, but then you saw the opportunity and you jumped into it. So your business now that you're doing, can you just tell us a bit about it, the name, what it's about, your staff capacity and all of that?
Our company's name is Obtc, that stands for Overflowing Blessing Technology Consulting Company. And for the Chinese name, it means Wuhan Fumanyi Keji Yoxian Gongsi. So our company focuses on a couple of different areas. The first one is the international trade, and we also do the business consulting and as well as investment. But also we have other sub-brands that we have in our own company that deals with like a restaurant and hotels. So on the international trade part, I would say that's the most that we invest in a lot as a company. So we help people like source out different types of product in China. Our team, we have about 6 people who are working like full time, though they're like freelancers. And we have different departments, those who are dealing with the fashion and those who are dealing with the machinery part. And we also have a department that just deals with the logistic. So that's how we are operating now. On the business consulting part, we provide trainings, we provide entrepreneurship trainings to young entrepreneurs who are like in universities. So we offer them like some courses are like for free, others they are paid for. So we organize like forums and summits in order to keep them inspired, because our motto for our company is just to create, develop, and sustain. So we make sure that we awake that entrepreneurship mindset in them, and we make sure that we keep it alive via trainings and forums, sometimes just like some meetups with entrepreneurs. So this is the part of our company that deals with business consulting. Now, on the investment part, we also seek for young entrepreneurs who have ideas and projects that after evaluation and also after nurturing them, we decide also in some of them to directly invest into it so we can see it grow. And others, first we go at the training parts until it reaches maturity, and then we start investing into it. So that's pretty much about what keeps us very busy. Again, as I mentioned, we also have the restaurant part, like the brand is called Kwetu. Kwetu means home. So for people who speak Swahili, they can understand the meaning of the terms Kwetu. So with Kwetu, we seek to bring that home feeling here in China, but in particular here in Wuhan. So we want to have a restaurant for African dishes that really meets the African people here demand, but most importantly, giving a taste of Africa to the local people here in China. Yeah.
Okay. That's very great and impressive that you have different sects inside this business. So people will be wondering, how is it that an African can start a business here in China? And there are kind of quite a lot of myths surrounding being, an African and doing business outside Africa. So what are some of the, the processes to you having a business and the challenges and of course the opportunities that you've encountered in your journey of owning your own business here in China?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I'll say that China being a very fast developing economy worldwide, and you can see that where there's fast economic growth, there is something unique is about the policies. So those policies are made in such a way that everyone has a chance to bring something in the market or to own their own company, and therefore being part of this economical growth. So here in Wuhan, for example, we have the free trade zone. So in the free trade zone, the policies are very different from the other areas in Wuhan. And the free trade zone, for example, whether you are an African or from whichever part of the world, but as a foreigner, once you have a company being registered there, you have some policies that kind of accommodate that foreign owners of a company here in Wuhan. So that's one of the advantage that we also, when we were thinking of registering our company, we thought of it and we jumped on that opportunity. As I say again, it's about the policies. So once you know the policies in China, you know when and what type of company to register where. So besides the name of the company, like what we gave to it, but every other term attached to the company was because we want to meet the requirement to receive those policies advantages. So knowing the policy is very important in China. And once you understand what's going on in the city as well, like for example in Wuhan right now, there are so much government incentives around any company that is focusing into high tech. So it doesn't matter whether you're a student or you're a full-time worker, but if you own a company as a student, because in Wuhan you can also own a company in the free trade zone as a student, and if the product you are developing it lines up with what the local government is putting more emphasis on, then you can receive the same advantages just like a local person. So understanding the policies and also being prepared for the opportunities, these two things have helped us, or have helped myself and my staff to be able to run our company here.
Okay, that's really good. So far, what are the challenges you've encountered, being that your business is, should I say, still growing? What are some of those challenges you've encountered?
Some of the challenges that we have encountered, and I think that is a little bit common for all the foreign companies, maybe in Wuhan, I don't know about the whole China, at least for Wuhan, I know there was a period of time where we could not open the company's bank account. And some of the reasons that the bank could give was such as maybe you come from a high risky country and things like that one. So when you get those types of responses from the bank, it's hard for you to know even where can you start finding an answer or a solution to it. Yeah. Right. So those were some of the challenges that we encountered when we were registering our company. It took from 2018 until 2021, then we were able to open a company's bank account. So you can just picture it in your mind that all this time, of course the pandemic also was one of the causes, since we could not move around, but the initial reason was the fact that they say, well, your country is not, it's a high risky country, and therefore we cannot process you having a company, you cannot process the company bank account procedure. Okay. So we've completed every other procedure except that one. So that was kind of really a challenge. Like, how would you receive money as a company if you don't have a bank account, right? So that was some of the challenges. But later on, I think now things are much better, maybe because of the relationship between China and Africa as well. That has helped a lot. And I'll say, besides that, there's not really any big challenges. Language you can go around it because we have Chinese partners in our companies that we work with. So that's covered. But the bank account opening part was a big challenge because we had to wait for 2 or 3 years, right? Waiting for it to be done. So yeah.
Okay. You mentioned about the free trade zone and that a student can own a company. Can you just talk about that a bit, because it's actually believed that you can only own a company when you have maybe a working permit, resident permit, or maybe you have a business permit. So having a student residency, it's believed that it will automatically cancel you out from owning a business. So can you just talk about that a bit?
Yeah, sure. In the free trade zone, I'm not very sure about other areas in Wuhan, but I know the one because, as I said again, understanding the policies that are around there. So, in the free trade zone, there's actually a policy that encourages the foreign talents. Right, there's one project that China was working on about the 1,000 talents something. So that was to encourage foreigners, high talented foreigners, right, to be able to register companies and actually receiving the same incentive just like the Chinese. And I know many of my other entrepreneurs friends in other cities who receive this type of incentive from the government because you meet a certain requirement. So now here in Wuhan, you can be a student. Now the only step that will be left out until you graduate will be the switching from the student visa to the work visa. But every other procedure you can go through them, receive all the documents possible, without you being maybe a full-time worker or before you even graduate actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you receive your business license, you receive the taxation form to fill every month or every half year, and so long that you also understand the policies behind them, as I said again, how many hours you should be working, okay, in 1 week, because you as the CEO of the company, you have responsibilities, but not everything should be under you, right? So you can still run your business as a student and be paying all the taxes, and then when you graduate now, then you can finish that last step, which is you having the work visa. So this thing is not new. I've met a number of entrepreneurs here in Wuhan who are students, but they already have their own businesses running. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody might also think, okay, there's this policy, all right, there's this free trade zone that makes it possible and the incentives. But somebody will be thinking, don't I need a lot of money for me to start a business? That's another important question. I know people will be like, okay, it's fine, you can start a business as long as you understand the policies. But what about the money part? How much money would I need? Is it not a lot of money? Is it not going to cost me a lot and all of that? So can you kindly say something about that? Because I know the finances is also something that make people say, maybe, yeah, I can go ahead. What if I don't have the money then? Okay,
so there are different types of companies, right? There are companies that are consulting company, there are trading companies, there are also manufacturers, right? So when you want to register a company, you need to know where are you falling between these three. Of course, there are more than this one, right? Service type of companies as well. So you need to know which ones, okay, which company are you, which type of structure are you falling on, right? So if you are, for example, a manufacturer, definitely you need to have a factory. But if you are a consulting company, you do not need a factory. All you need is an office. Right, and now there are also some advantages in such a way that they do not ask you to have all that money, like the value of your business license or your expected return as a company. Right, you are not obliged to put that amount of money in your bank account directly. Okay. Yeah, so your business license may be about 30 to 50 years. Right, so we expect that within these years you'll be able to make up that money, right? So that's one step of it. At the registration part, all you need to pay is just the registration fee that comes with different certificates and all, but not the capital that you need as a company to operate. You do not need that. Again, as I said, you need to know what type of company you are falling on, right? Another part where you may need money is when you're opening a bank account, because when you open a bank account, it has nothing to do with the business bureau as per se, but this one now is the bank where you're going to open. Every bank has their own requirement. For example, others will ask you to put about 10,000 RMB. Others may ask you more or less. So it all depends on which one you will choose, and they have their own requirement. So there is no such a requirement that you need to have this huge amount of money before you can open. But of course, you need some initial income, such as for the various documents that you need to process. Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's good. Since your company also do quite a lot, people want to know, okay, maybe I will not really know how to go about it. Like, so can I just reach out to your company and you guys do all the necessary registration and documentation, and then I'm good to go?
Yeah, actually we do offer the service of helping other people to open their companies, and we have done already for like quite a number of people right here in Wuhan, like students who maybe when they're graduating they want to also become entrepreneurs and establish themselves here in China. So we have very good testimonies about it. So we can help you register your company here in Wuhan, like completely from A to Z of it. Okay. Yeah. So that's not a problem at all. If anyone is interested and wants to open their company, they can just get in touch with us. Yeah, we have the whole system, we can do it.
Okay, that's really great. So we've spoken about a lot of things. People also want to know, how do you balance school and business, because you're also a student. I know viewers did not hear that part, like maybe they think you're done, but you're also a student and you're running your business. So how do you create that balance?
Okay, that's a very good question. Actually, I often receive it. What I always tell people is, when we talk about a balanced life, is about you being in control of your days, right? Because balance is not just like one day thing, but it's about how do you manage your day-to-day life activities. Like when you wake up in the morning, what time do you wake up in the morning, and what are the important things of that day that you need to accomplish, right? School comes with a lot of deadlines, especially if you are studying in China. Everything has a deadline, and if you pass the deadline, it's a lot of problems. So can you arrange your schedule, your daily schedule, in such a way that you have this time maybe to do your research, right? And then when you complete that part, now you also, since like if you are into international trade, for example, you know that China and Japan, we are kind of ahead, right, in terms of time, right, like the time difference. So do all the things that have to do with your school, in the early hours, for example. So that by the time it's like noon here in China, when you are having your lunch or something, you have already finished maybe the school-related work. And in the afternoon during lunch break is maybe like that's the time your customers are now waking up in the other part of the world, right? So now your afternoon, now you need to schedule it in such a way that you also meet that demand, right? So there's a lot of things that comes in. As I said again, it's about the discipline, right? There's a discipline part, the number of hours. How long can you focus maybe on your academics? If you can spend like 3 hours or 4 hours every single day, you are just focusing on working on it, what will be the result in 1 week or in 1 month? Okay. Now in the afternoon again, if you give maybe again like 6 hours or 7 hours, right, or 8 hours, right, again working on your business, means like meeting your customers' needs, answering to their questions, to their problems, building your own company, your own dream and vision as well at the same time, right? Now, you give it a number of hours. So by the time the day is over, basically you have touched every important aspect of your life, especially like divided into two. One side is your academic, you need to meet all the deadlines. And the second thing is about now you and your customers as the company owner, right? We have duties, we have things to run about, banks to go and stuff like that. Schedule them in such a way that they do not conflict with each other.
Okay, that's really good. So you've spoken a lot about, the business and also how you balance your time. So I want to know, like, what's the next step? Because of course you're going to be finishing school, and then you have your business here. Is the plan like to maybe stay, or maybe go home and then continue? I know maybe if you don't want to share it, it's also fine. But then, so we just want to know, like, okay, what's the plan? with regards to your business?
Okay, so in regards to our business, our headquarters is here in China, right here in Wuhan. So definitely we are here for the long run.
Okay.
Yeah. If it was not because of the pandemic that we are limited to move around, so we do travel a lot on business trips just for expanding our company.
Okay.
Like right now, we already have a branch in my own country, my own city, Lubumbashi. We have our branch for our company. And besides that, we also have other projects outside of China, not necessarily in Africa. So how is the future looking like? I would say we are planning to make sure that every unit of our company grows. And we are making sure that we are working to give it enough support and also creating our own company ecosystem where we are certain that, anywhere I can be in the world, but our customers, our clients, they can still access to us and they can still access to our services.
Okay.
Yeah. So that question is very difficult to answer, whether it's about being in China or being elsewhere, but it's about our company is growing, and whatever we're establishing, we are into creating, developing, and sustaining, right? So what we are creating here, we are making sure that it's developed and then it is sustainable for the long run.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
All right. Okay. So before we go, is there anything you'd like to share with people back home or people in China about business landscape in China, and that yes, it's possible to be a business owner here in China, and of course you're a living testimony to that. So anything you'd like to share with the audience with regards to the business landscape, and yes, there's the possibility of owning your own business here in China.
Thank you very much for the chance to speak to a very wide audience, for those who are here in China and also those who are maybe back in Africa. It doesn't matter about which country. I would say that owning a business, it's also a strong message that you are into creating value for people at a different level. So we own companies because we want to create value, and we want to create also opportunities for other people, because you cannot run everything by yourself. So whether you decide to register your company here in China or anywhere in the world, keep that understanding in mind, that it's about the value you want to create for the people, and also how is it creating opportunities for other people as well. So to those who are here in China, there are many people maybe wanting you to help them, maybe especially in the area of trading and all. If you want to focus on it for the rest of your life or as a business, then register a company in China. It gives you also an opportunity to be legal. Because as a country grows economically, as I mentioned, it's about the policies. And those policies, they are there to protect you. So as a foreigner, if you want to grow big in China, then register a company and then be able to operate within the legal frame. So in this way, you can grow bigger and bigger. You can hire people. You can do anything you want, just like anybody, right? So you have equal opportunities by means of the policies. And those who are in Africa, I would say that there are so much potentials in Africa. It's not because we repeat this term, but because the people there, you need to realize what exactly is in Africa that everybody wants about it. So think globally, get the information, how is China doing it, and how can you implement it into your own country. So this is very important. And we also, who already have businesses, we keep thinking about the same thing. Like, how can we make our own home countries, like the system, how it's operating in China, how can we replicate it into our own countries as well? So my encouragement, just give it a try. If it fails, just start all over. Like you cannot change the goal, but you can change the methods to reach to it. So if you have an idea, something you can try to replicate in your country and it does not work out the first time, just start all over again. I did not talk about my failures, but I've tried many things and sometimes it just didn't work out. So it's the same for everyone. Just give it a try and then you will succeed. That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rice, for joining me today. We're so happy to have you to share your story and about the business landscape in China.
Thank you very much, Floriana, for having me. I really appreciate that a lot. And that's my own name and also in the name of my entire team. We appreciate a lot the work you are doing, and thanks for having me.
You're most welcome.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, Rice, for joining us. We're so happy to have you and to hear your views, and also to know about what's available here in China, especially in Wuhan. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me, Floriana. Thank you very much. In my own name and also in the name of my entire team, I'd like to appreciate the work you are doing, and thanks for having me.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you.